Erik Ten Hag has recently introduced Kobbie Mainoo into Manchester United's midfield, and what he's done doing that is elevated the floor of the team's technical ability by bringing in a player like Kobbie Mainoo. And even though we have seen Kobbie play regularly in the six and excel in the six, long term he is almost definitely a number 8, and I think he needs a number 6 to partner him. And this player is going to be someone that needs to be long, tall, strong, and particularly excellent at covering ground, because if there is a weakness in Kobbie's game, you definitely couldn't call him blisteringly fast. So I think you're going to need someone that can maybe overcompensate with speed a little bit to play alongside him. Now, Mainoo has displayed some incredible promise. He's got a rare blend of skill and potential, but the composure level and the decision-making is honestly, frankly, ridiculous. A genuine X factor in his game. And yes, with Casemiro aging, bringing out Mainoo's best probably requires a player that's a strong personality, and I think someone that's going to happily sit behind him and allow him to take the ball and to start dictating play, which sounds mental when you're talking about an 18-year-old boy. But he does have the ability, the vision, the composure, everything that you would want for someone, and particularly that decision-making and IQ, football IQ, to be able to run a game of football. So I think you need someone that's going to sit in behind him and let him do that. And I think creating the perfect conditions for him to thrive will give Manchester United, a potential 80, 90, 100 million pound midfielder if he's able to fulfill the potential that he shows. And I'm confident that I know a person that might be the right guy for that job. Someone that would work hand in hand with Mainoo and also significantly improve the team's overall performance. And that player is Mats Wieffer. The season for a fresh cut is finally here with sponsors of today's video. Manscaped, the leaders in below the waist grooming, have just launched their 5th generation lawnmower to help you avoid another silent night in the bedroom this year. Take care of your special snowflake with Manscaped and watch your South Pole shine like never before. Get the best stocking stuffer of all by going to manscaped.com and using the code Howson, that's HOWSON, for 20% off plus free shipping. Mrs. Claus will thank you. What could be better than giving the gift of good hygiene and a few laughs? Starting off with the Lawnmower 5.0. We've upgraded, lads. This is the crown jewel of the holidays, and I dare say the best ball trimmer of all time. The electric razor's advanced skin-safe technology is a lifesaver and known for reducing nicks and cuts on Santa's sack. But the fun doesn't just stop there. If anyone's got too much scruff on the face, then Manscaped's Beard Hedger Pro and Handyman electric face shaver covers all your facial hair needs. And Dad, have you got those nasty nose hairs? Save the day with a Weed Whacker 2.0 nose and ear hair trimmer. And you got the boxes in there. You got the whole kit. Listen, Manscaped have got you covered. For every bit of male grooming, you can't go wrong. 20% off and free shipping, all with the code Howson. He is a centre mid or a defensive mid, 24 years of age, currently playing at Feyenoord, and he's got an excellent build for this role, 6'2", excellent in ground and aerial duels, also has an exceptional game IQ that I think is 2-3 steps ahead of his opponent, and him and Mainoo alongside each other would just see and smell danger before it comes, but also be able to play their way out of trouble because they've just got such phenomenal game intelligence. Under Arne Slot, Wieffer's been both a 6 and an 8, depending on the setup. He's been deployed in slightly different and varied roles, but he is the less technical in the pivot when he's partnered with someone like a Timber, or sometimes he's played in a 3 with Zaruki. But Wieffer is absolutely excellent at duels. He wins 56.6% of them, which leaves him in the top 83% of European football. And although you wouldn't call him a hyper technical player, he's definitely not bad on the ball. I just don't think he's like quite as techie as some that you see playing in these areas, but I don't think that's a bad thing. He averages 8.2 progressive passes per game, which puts him in the 95th percentile, which is in the elite category, and 1.82 progressive carries per game, which again puts him in the 79th percentile. he tends to progress the ball quite quickly due to his excellent awareness and ability to scan and see what's going on around him. And that's why I think him and Mainoo would take each other's game to another level, because they're both on a similar wavelength already. He loves a quick one-touch pass, and I think he would suit the sort of high-intensity way I think Erik Ten Hag is trying to play at Manchester United. Those first-time hit passes, recycling and retaining possession alongside someone like Mainoo, the pair of them alternating to drop deep and come and collect the ball off the defence. I think they'd complement each other so well in a double pivot. And he's much more comfortable as a front-footed ball-winning player as well. That's ready to pounce at an opposition in transition, looking to feed off the scraps that the initial press presents him. I think he's great in all of those sorts of circumstances, and those are all sorts of things that I think this United team really, really lacks and misses. Due to that top awareness that he possesses, he knows exactly when the right time to do something is, and when he doesn't have a lot of time on the ball, he will take minimal touches, and I love that. It's something that I love about Mainoo, that he doesn't complicate it. You will see first-time passes from him, and you will see him move the ball quickly when he's under pressure. One of the greatest strengths is that anticipation, because he scans so frequently. It gives him that great spatial awareness to be able to know what's around him, and in every aspect of the game, and therefore interceptions, pass selection, timing, positioning, all those things excel because of those things. And he's technically secure enough where that you can give him a ball in trouble, but I think what gets him out of any potential trouble, where his first touch might not be Velcro. It's certainly not a trampoline first touch, but it might not be Velcro. He's got the awareness to be able to take it into the right space, and it allows him to control games from depth. And he does have a variety of passes. He can chip them. He's got the outside of the foot. He's got the diags. He's got line-breaking passes, and he executes those with seemingly the right way to pass on them every time. And he reads the game really, really well. And he's got a quality where he seems to give attackers space by... He doesn't telegraph his passes. And there's one of my criticisms of Maguire. I know Maguire's going to pass the ball, and I know who he's going to pass the ball to, and it still takes him an extra second to do that. There's no disguise in his pass. There's no cuteness in his pass. There's no guile. Like you just know he telegraphs what he's going to do, and then he's slow executing it. Whereas with Wieffer, what I see is someone that, certainly when he's moving with the ball forward, he's got 2 or 3 options in front of him. You don't actually know who he's going to pass it to, but then he'll play it to the one that's in the most space, to the right foot, with the right way, allowing that person to control it into a better position and move the ball forward. It's someone that's a team multiplier. He makes everyone around him better because he's so aware of what's going on, and that's been sorely lacking at United. The problem that you might face if you played him as a lone 6 is that he's aggressive and he's a bit front foot. If he was a lone 6, I think he could leave you exposed, because if you can say something that isn't timed to perfection, sometimes it's pressing, and it's sometimes him jumping out to try and make a tackle. And when he misses. And if he's the lone 6 doing that, that's problematic. If he's a pair of 6s that's doing that, then it's not too much. But a lone 6 has to have a little bit more discipline to stay at the base. Outside of that, we are early on in his development journey. Even though he's 24, he's still mouldable, and I think he could be moulded either as an 8 or as a 6, or you could have both Mainoo and Wieffer playing their traders like hybrid 6/8s. He's got the ability to be great in both positions, as does Kobbie Mainoo. They're 2 players that I think complement each other really well, and I think Wieffer can cover for some of the hole, I would call it, in Mainoo's game, if you could call it that. And it could be a real good prospect for United, and wouldn't cost a load, and is playing in Holland, so you know that, Ten Hag likes him already anyway. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. Laters. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, five-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.